Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fuse Live. It is currently May something, and we are glad that you are here with us for one more week. We got a lot of fun planned tonight. I already saw a few comments on there. Colin, what's up, man? Glad to have you here every week. We'll throw it over to Dustin, our host. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fuse Live. We are glad you guys are here. I love the intro.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a Whose Line Is It Anyway intro, but we didn't know if anyone would know what that was. So if you know what that show is, or if you've watched that show or you like that show, throw it in the comments. Robert introduced us tonight. He's kind of our announcer for the evening. Last week he hosted and did such a great job that
He got
we're like,
demoted.
dude, we got to do this every week, right? Like we got to get you involved and have him be a part of the show. And so Robert's back. He's gonna be back whenever he can, week to week, and he's just gonna kind of help us out as like an announcer and fill in the gaps on the things that I miss. And he's like my comic relief. So we're excited to have you guys tonight. We're excited to have Robert with us. We've got some special guests tonight. We'll get into that in a second. I do have an announcement that I need to make to kind of start the night off. It's not really the greatest way to start the night, but it's something that we need to just kind of address. We sent out an email on Monday, and you may or may not have seen this yet, but unfortunately we've decided that we have to cancel all of our summer programming for Fuse. So that means Project Serve, it means Jamaica. And we're obviously, very sad by this. We don't take this decision lightly. We know how hard this season has been for so many of you. And so we're grieving with you in this season, and we continue to pray for you guys during this time. And so we just want you to know that if there's anything we can do, please let us know. If there's any way that we can come alongside you or support you during this time, please let us know. One thing that we will do, though, that is very important to us is we are going to continue to stay connected with you all in the coming weeks in whatever ways that we can in the weeks and months ahead until we can actually be together again. So we're going to do that. We're also going to do everything we can to keep coming to you live every Wednesday night, to keep having fun together, to keep growing together. In fact, we want to get as many of you guys as possible involved in our live stream, so please be watching social media in the weeks coming up, or in the days coming up, for your chance to sign up to be a part of what we're doing here every week during Fuse Live. So make sure you're a part of that, and I think that's good, man. We need to
It's
move on
just
to
kind of a
fun stuff.
damper on the evening to start. Let's let's get into some more stuff. We got a lot of fun stuff planned for you guys tonight. It's just gonna be a great night. So we're happy that you're here. We got stuff from games. We're gonna be hearing from some of you guys tonight again. Always a pleasure. We got another wheel of consequences. Yeah, that's right. So we'll see what's happening with that. If you notice, I got a new haircut again. Thank you everybody for making me do that. We have a prize giveaway. If you have not entered into the prize giveaway, you probably don't know how because I haven't told you how. If you would like to do that, type prize into the chat window and hit send, and you will be entered. We'll give that away later. That's all you need to do. No purchase necessary, no proof of purchase, no other rules like that. We're here for you anytime you want. So first, let's play a game. Dustin, what kind of game do we have tonight?
All right, so we've got a game tonight. The game is called Should I Stay or Should I Go? And so tonight we have with us this evening, we have Michael and Ashley joining us tonight. And so, thank you guys for being here. Maybe just real quick, tell us a little bit about yourselves, who you are, your connection to the youth ministry, and one awesome thing about your spouse.
Really?
I mean, you could probably go on and on. Or do you need a minute?
I need a minute.
He needs a minute.
I've been staying at home with this man.
I am Michael Parsons, and I lead a group of 9th grade small group guys. Shout out to the boys. And I have a wonderful wife, Erin, who is awesome to take quarantine walks with. So we have had a few quarantine walks during the lockdown, and I have 4 kids. So it's basically the family circus in quarantine.
Nice.
All right.
My name is Ashley Staples, and I am married to this guy right here.
It's true.
Do I need to do the next part? Or?
one awesome thing about your spouse?
Oh, gee, how can I just pick one? How? Right? Let's see. Oh, okay. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. There's a social media plug for you. And let me tell you why. Because this man got me a new dishwasher during the quarantine.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Quite a
Ours
present.
died, and he tracked down a new one for me at 1/5 of the retail price. And
Bargain hunter.
It's true. And I installed it. I
You
pulled
did.
out the old one. I installed the new one, and it ran perfectly for about a week. And now it's like tipping out of the.
I wasn't going to
So,
tell that.
You gotta break all the dishes.
It needs some modification. So, thought we had it in there a little secure.
But
It is-
she's a beaut.
She's no longer level, but it's okay. We'll get it working. It still cleans the dishes. It's just when you open the door, they all fall out now, but that's okay. So we're gonna play a game tonight called Should I Stay or Should I Go?
Should I stay or should I go now?
Yes.
You guys know that song? No, just
All right. So the question that we're really asking you is, how bad do you want out of quarantine? Students, you've been locked up. I mean, we're making it almost sound like prison at this point, but you've been locked up for weeks, and we know that you want life to go back to normal. You want to be able to get out and do stuff. And so the question is, how badly do you want to get out and do things? And so we're going to give you a scenario with something you would probably normally look forward to, but with some strings attached. And you have to decide if you would go do that thing or if you would just stay at home. Would you stay or would you go? And so we're going to give you the scenario. Ashley and Michael, you guys are going to guess what you think the popular answer is. So when we give you the scenario, students, you are going to enter your answer in the chat. We will tally up the most popular answer, stay or go. Ashley and Michael will be guessing stay or go. If they guess what you said, they get a point. If they get it wrong, they get nothing. And so Ashley will be playing on behalf of the ladies watching tonight.
Yeah,
Michael will be
ladies.
playing on behalf of the guys. And you win when one of them wins. You get to brag
champion.
about it. Yeah, we'll sing
We
"We're
are
the
the
champions."
champions.
But that's about it. So let's just jump into it. The first one, just how badly do you want to get out of the house? I get to go to school, but it's exam day. I get to go to school, but it's exam day. Should I stay or should I go? What do you guys think?
Did I study for this exam?
That's a good question.
Did you study for all your
probably did.
exams?
Yes.
I mean, knowing you, you definitely studied for this exam. I, on
Did you study
I, on
for
the
this
other hand,
exam?
probably marked exam day on my calendar and didn't go to class up until this day.
I mean, yeah, if it's an exam,
I don't know.
like, let's pass.
Even
Skipping it, staying home.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't see, I mean, skipping school for an exam, but to go to school for an exam?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting this isn't even a question because, I mean, like normally school's not something that we necessarily look forward to on a day in and day out basis, but we're so desperate for the interaction that school sounds great right now. Hannah, do we have any input? Do we have enough to have an answer?
They do. We're split
Oh,
pretty
wait, we gotta
50-50.
pick, we gotta pick. What did you guys pick? You guys got your pick then? You here? Okay, so they're showing, sorry, I jumped the gun on that
Perhaps
one.
this reflects our GPA.
We're showing stay and go. Which may be a reflection of the kind of students we're working with here. Sorry, Hannah, what do we got?
Well, they are split pretty 50-50, but it looks like staying in has etched as the
Day
winner.
has the edge.
Another win for the
All right, so that is a point for the guys. A point for the guys for stay. I need my scoreboard. Can somebody like run the scoreboard up to stage? The next question is this. Here we go. Next scenario. I get to go to church. I get to go to church, but I have to go on stage and do welcome and announcements. Should I stay or should I go? The score is currently 99-99. We're going to leave it that way. And we're
In
gonna
the ninth quarter.
We're going to deduct points for the person who loses. 10 points off. Oh, wrong one. 10 points. Ashley's in red. Michael's in green.
It's like
Ashley
golf.
loses 10 points for getting it wrong. We're just going backwards tonight. So, you get to go to church, but you have to do the welcome and the announcements. What do you guys think? Are you stage people?
Well,
I mean, you're on stage
Currently
tonight,
on stage.
so-
Clearly.
You're going because nobody's there.
going because I
Nobody
mean,
is
I
there,
was
to
right?
the point.
But
You're only
nobody
speaking
else
to
is
9
there.
other people because there's only allowed to be 10 people
Yes.
in the room. All right. So you're
Would
going.
you do it, people? Would you do it? I mean, I put on real pants today for the first time in a very long time. So I think that tells you I'm craving social interaction. So
So you're saying go?
I think I'm saying go.
I think you kind of have to say go because it's church, right? Like that's like the right answer.
This is
Like
this is
I get to
fair.
go to church. You just, I mean, you're gonna get in trouble. If Pastor Don's watching, you're in trouble if you say stay. So, Hannah, what do we got?
I believe everyone else is itching to get to church as well. They
Yes,
said go.
absolutely.
It's very
So
spiritual.
go is the correct answer.
It's very spiritual.
No
Trust
points
God in
awarded,
heaven.
but no points deducted.
Extra jewels in heaven.
That's exactly
Yes.
right.
All right. Next one. I get to go to a concert with my best friend, but the band is awful and plays my least favorite style.
Is this like Nickelback?
Music.
Is that what we're going to?
It's Nickelback from the Wheel of Consequences. Nickelback gets a tough rap in this show. Should I stay or should I go? What do you guys think? Comment with your answers. I mean,
Get out of the house, right?
Best friend. Best
yeah.
friend. Awful music.
The band
very
is
worst
awful, but
kind.
aren't a lot of concerts awful?
that's a fair point, actually.
I mean-
yeah.
Least favorite sound.
What exactly would least favorite style of music be?
I'm really not sure.
I don't know, but it's definitely tilting one way pretty strong.
It's
so
pretty,
you better make
it's
the right
pretty
choice.
unanimous.
Oh, man.
Hannah, do we have an answer?
I'm feeling pressure.
What do you
here.
guys got? Go or stay? What are we
This is-
doing?
This is very clear.
We're just gonna go.
Everybody's staying. Everybody's going. What are we doing? I
Students
can't
are
actually see
staying.
your answers. We got go on both of them.
And
the answer
students
was
are staying.
stay.
Almost
Everybody's
all the students are staying
I have
home.
questions about your best friend.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
oh,
we need to talk about the strength of relationships, and let's
I'm
be honest,
sorry.
the band that you like today, you won't like in a week, and you'll like a new band anyway. So I mean, what's the difference? Just you go to the concert with your friends. I would go.
Yes.
I think I don't know. I'm not a big concert person. You
did
go
say
next
we had to
one.
get close to this
But
thing.
we both got that wrong. So you guys, we got to deduct 10 points each. So score is 89 to 79. I get to go to the beach, but I have to swim in jeans and a hoodie the whole time I'm there. I mean, I know people.
That
like
sounds horrible.
I know people who wear long
So the
sleeves and
negative
jeans,
is
though
I
and
might
never
drown.
wear shorts or jeans.
Yeah, but are they swimming when they do that?
I think they would
We
do it at
just
the beach,
swim
man.
in jeans and
I think I would
so.
drown. You just like
I
you
mean,
get
there's
pulled
a
down.
But
very,
it's salt water.
very. I mean,
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
true,
point
buoyant.
for it? It's the beach, though.
it is the
I mean,
beach.
it's
But
the
you don't get to enjoy it.
You are going to go
Is
home
there-
with
I feel
5
like
pounds
there's a
of
loophole.
sand in all of your orifices.
I feel like it's just the swimming part. Like, there's a loophole.
Orifices.
So I'm reading this as you have to swim the whole time you're there.
Oh.
That's what
That's
that's,
different.
that's what it says. I think we need to work on our grammar here.
to
Syntax.
tread water for a week.
Wow.
All right, stay or go. What do you guys think? Stay or go?
I'm going. It's the
Going?
I'm
They're
going.
going because it's the beach.
Get out of the
Hannah, what do we
house.
got?
Everyone's going.
Everyone's going. It's the
There's
beach.
no
We're
downside to
going.
this.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. Whoa, man. I'm about to knock the desk over. Woo! All right, next one. I get to go to Disney with my family, but I have to hold everyone's stuff
Oh.
while they go on the rides without me. Should I stay or should I go? Now I have to tell you, PJ said that he could go to they could go to Disney, make him stay outside the gate of Disney, holding all of their stuff while they went in. He doesn't even go in the park. They go in, and he was like, "I'd still do it."
I feel like there's a heaven analogy there somewhere. Like we should
I mean-
I don't know. Like, come on, people, you gotta get in. Like, let's make this happen.
Write us a
Don't settle.
Robert's going to write us a 3-point sermon around the gates of Disney in the
That's
next
right.
5
Walt
minutes.
Disney.
He's going to do
That's
the
right.
lesson tonight. All right, should I stay or should I go? What do you guys think?
I feel like we have a different perspective as parents because you're supposed to say as a parent something about like the joy on your kid's face, worth it, something. Maybe I'm not that good of a mom. I don't know.
I don't know.
What do you
Yeah, this seems
know.
awfully from an individual. I don't see how this is going to be a lot of fun if I'm
Not at
standing just
all.
outside and
You have
watching
permission to be
everybody else.
selfish right now. You're trying to pick the popular answer, not what you would necessarily do as a parent. So
The other question though is if you don't go, who's gonna hold everybody's stuff?
that's true.
Aw, don't throw guilt.
I actually said it's not any. I don't care about the rides as much as I have to hold everybody's stuff. Like if they went on the rides and I didn't have to go on I didn't go on the rides, I'd be fine. But holding
That's
everybody's
nice.
stuff kind of
Dustin's there
like
with
an
me.
kind of
He's gonna
annoying.
hold my stuff.
that's just kind of annoying. All right, stay or go. What do you guys got?
I'm staying.
Everybody's staying. No
That's-
one's going to Disney. What do we got in the chat, Hannah?
It's really close. If
Ooh.
I'm counting it correctly, I think everyone's going.
Everyone's going. We're going to go with that. It's minus 10 points for both
Not people
people.
are going, 8 people are
If you guys
staying.
get to
Because they've never been the person standing there
They
holding all
have
the
not.
stuff.
They have not.
Yes.
You guys are not doing well. The
Okay,
scores
you're
are
an
going
outlier.
down.
Pipe down.
If you guys get to 0, we're going to send you to Disney and make you stand outside the gates and hold a bunch of stuff.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know what's going on with the scoreboard anyway.
All right, next one. Next scenario, I get to go see my favorite team play and sit in the front row near the team, but I have to openly root for the other team. Man, there's no way I'm
No?
going to that.
Oh.
No way.
Oh, come on.
No way.
I
Man,
mean,
that's
I
like-
can openly cheer. Can it be sarcastic?
I don't think so. I think it
okay,
needs
what
to
about
sound
just
genuine.
I can make it sound genuine, but I don't have to mean it, right?
Yeah,
Do I have to
openly
mean it?
rooting for the other team.
I'm not sure.
This
It kind of
this
takes
crosses,
away from
this
the whole
crosses fan
experience.
lines.
But who is your favorite team? That's the real question.
Which sport are we talking?
You pick one. All-time favorite.
I mean, see, this is such.
What do you want to?
Buccos.
Well, I mean, you might as well root for the other
See,
team.
90% of the
If it's
audience
the Pirates,
has
you
no
might as well
idea
root
what
for
that is. Who are the Buccos, and do they play in the NBA?
Pirates baseball. Come on.
All right, are we staying or going? What do you guys got?
I love sports. I'm going.
I love sports, but I'm a loyalist. I can't do this.
Yeah, you can't do
I'm
that to your
going.
team. That's what I'm thinking. All right, we got going, we got stay. What do we got in the chat, Hannah?
Students are staying.
There's staying.
Call it this game.
Yeah.
59
We don't know what
points.
79 to 59 means, but that's
Man.
what we got.
You don't want to see Nickelback.
All right, we're gonna do two more. Second from the last one. I get to go to a movie, but I have to sit next to a loud talking stranger who chews popcorn with his mouth open the entire time. Should I stay or should I go?
So this is easy.
Let's make this a little more interesting. I'm gonna modify this. I get to go to the movie that I have been looking forward to all year, but I have to sit next to someone who's loud talking. Like just a movie, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's worth it. But we're gonna say this is like the most anticipated movie of the year.
So,
Loud talking strangers, chewing popcorn. Do you stay? Do you go? What are you guys doing?
so like Driving Miss Daisy?
Driving.
Is that the movie?
That is a good movie. It's sweet.
What is the guy? What if you're watching that movie? What is the stranger talking about? What I mean,
Talking
that's
a
like
long time
it's
'cause
the
it is a
slowest
long
moving.
movie.
It's the slowest moving movie ever. It's like, what is he gonna even talk about?
The important question here is the theater. Where am I able to recline in the seats? Because if I can
Oh,
recline
that
in the
is a good
seats,
call.
You're taking a nap.
yes. In
That-
fact, this is what happens when you have lots of children. You just lean back and sleep.
You don't go to the movie for the movie anyway.
And this works.
But he's gonna interrupt
and it
your
is
nap.
worth the $10.
He's gonna interrupt your nap. Though. That's the problem. All right, staying or going? What do we got?
My gut's been wrong
Michael's
this
like,
whole
man, it's a free
time.
nap.
I don't know.
It's well paid for a nap anyway. I'm going. And Ashley's staying. Hannah, what do we got?
Staying.
Staying.
Man, you students really don't
Oh
like to go
my
out.
They don't have
goodness,
kids.
staying.
God,
All right.
You are my people.
There's a
Like that in
10-point
quarantine
differential. We're gonna make this one worth 20 points.
Is that negative or positive?
So maybe we could finish.
We're gonna
with
make this one worth
39.
negative 20 if you get it wrong.
Or 49.
We're gonna make this one worth negative 70 points if you get it wrong.
way, this
It
is
really
like my
doesn't
bowling
matter.
score.
I think everyone should get this one
I'm a
right.
ninth quarter team.
PJ, give us our last question. I get to go to youth group in person again. Or should I
Yeah.
go? And if you say stay in the chat, we will find you. I'm just kidding. No, should I stay? Well, obviously, we're pumped about that. So that's not even. It's not even a real question. We're just doing that for fun. Hopefully, you guys are all excited to be back here again. We're excited to have you back here again, whenever that is. In the meantime, we're going to be doing this and playing games and having fun and announcing Michael as the winner of the game this evening. Should I stay or should I go?
Good job.
Michael wins by 10 points, but with 30 less points than what he started. So I don't.
Can I pause? I would like it to be known that Logan Tate said would go, but only for a little bit.
Would go, but only for a little bit.
Logan, man.
I mean, my wife.
Point is-
If you ask my wife that question, she might say stay just because she's been stuck with me for 2 months.
Just get out of the house.
2 months, she's gonna be like, so I have to go. I mean, he's gonna be going to youth group, and I have to go too. I'm gonna stay home. All right, well, thank you guys for playing. should I stay or should I go? It's been fun. We appreciate you guys. And now we're going to move on to a little word of encouragement from one of our seniors. So check this out.
What's up, guys? It's Abby, and I just wanted to share with y'all something that's been on my heart recently. I've just been learning how to rest in God's plan, and I feel like a lot of us struggle with that because we stress about the future. We try to make plans for ourselves for the future, but really, if it's not what God wants, it's not going to happen. So we can't rely on those expectations we set for ourselves because God has it all in His hands. He knows what's going to happen. And so I'm going to read Matthew 6:34. It says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." So this shows us that we just have to focus on today, honestly, and just not stress about tomorrow because God has it all in His hands, and He knows what's best for us. He knows what's going to happen for us. So, yeah, I just hope you can all learn to rest in God's plan, and I will see you soon because I miss you guys like crazy, all right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen of Fuse Chat, welcome back. I told you we'd be hearing from a lot of you today. We just heard from Abby, and now we are going to hear from none other than Abby. Welcome to Fuse Live.
Yeah, all right, Abby. Thank you for being here. Tell us a little bit about yourself for the people out there who are watching who maybe don't know you or maybe just forgot while in quarantine. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, I'm Abby. I am homeschooled and I'm a junior.
All right. So, Abby, how long have you been coming to Westover to Fuse to?
I've been going since I was 2 years old.
Since she was 2 years. Wow, that's awesome. All right. So, tell us a little bit about your time in quarantine. How's that been for you? How what have you been up to? What's new?
You know, it's kind of boring, but I've been trying to do things to not be bored. I've been doing yoga, which is quite fun.
So I gotta yoga. So what kind of yoga? Like goat yoga or?
No, sadly not goat yoga. I wish I had goats to do goat yoga with.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. Your mom said
Yeah.
that she didn't think the HSA would, or the
HOA.
HSHO. Man, we were talking about insurance earlier. Now I'm all confused. That your homeowners association would allow
Yeah.
goats. So so yoga, that's cool. So we brought you on tonight to talk about the Try Something New segment, and you have actually a new member of your family that you want to talk to us about, don't you?
Yes, I have a new fluffy cousin. His name is Finn. He, I think PJ will put a picture of him up. Yes,
this
he
is
is
Finn.
so
Oh.
sweet. He is such a sweet boy. I really miss him. I just left him. So he is a Legato Romagnolo. And
Wait, he's a what?
a Legato Romagnolo.
We're gonna Robert, can you say that 3 times fast?
Lego Movie-O.
That's what I heard. That's exactly what I heard. Okay. So keep going. What's special about Finn that you want to tell us about?
So, we are my aunt is training him to be a therapy dog.
Therapy dog. Okay. So I know that you guys traveled quite a ways to get Finn and therapy dog and all this. Like, it sounds like there's probably a little bit more to the story. So why don't you take a minute and kind of just tell us the backstory about Finn and why you guys went looking for Finn?
Yes. So, so my cousin has recently passed and of cancer, and so when she would go to the hospital, she loved when therapy dogs would visit her, and so my aunt wanted to pass that along and bring Finn to visit Brenner's and other hospitals. So yeah.
Well, that's cool. And so you guys, to make that happen, you guys traveled Where did you guys all go to get this dog?
We went. It was like a few miles away from Springfield, Missouri.
Wow. Okay.
Springfield. Yes.
So all the way to Missouri to get this
Yes.
dog. So there's, I mean, that's a, I mean,
48
obviously you
hours
had
of
to,
driving.
you guys had to do some looking to find a certain kind of breed of dog that you really thought would be
Yeah.
a good fit for this, and so, and you were telling me you were able to like the whole story about how you guys got the dog was pretty cool. The lady that sold you the dog heard your story, your cousin's story, your aunt's story, and really was kind of inspired by that, and kind of helped you guys out by giving you the dog a little cheaper and also helping with like training and stuff like that. So that's
Yes.
pretty cool. And so what does your aunt hope to do with Finn when he's trained? You hit on this a little bit, but talk about that a little more.
So she's hoping to get him trained to visit children's hospitals and nursing homes, and also for children who are anxious about reading to like their peers, that you can bring a therapy dog into schools so that they can read to Finn. So.
Cool. Yeah, and you want to do what else did you say you want to do with Finn?
Oh yes. So we are trying to train him how to pray. So to put his paws together and bow his head. So that's going to be so cute. So maybe we'll bring him back and he'll make his debut.
So Finn's gonna come to Fuse and pray.
Yes.
We're gonna have Finn come in and pray for us. So Abby, how does it feel? I mean, because you're connected to this story, you were helping along with this process, and something tells me that you have an affinity for dogs, so you'll be involved in the, you'll be there quite a bit with the training and maybe even with the visits to the hospitals and stuff. So how does it feel to know that you got to be a part of this? Like, what is that?
It makes me feel really good because I just love. First off, I kind of wanted to get out of the house, and so it was nice to go on an adventure. But it felt really good knowing that I was a part of being able to help get the dog, because it was quite an adventure, and it's just good to know that I'm going to be a part of Finn visiting these children, and them just brightening their days. So.
Oh, cool. And so, kind of as we send it off, how can you use this to maybe encourage the people who are watching tonight, who are maybe thinking like, I don't really have a lot I can do, I'm kind of stuck at home? What would you say?
So there's lots of different ways that you can help people. I mean, you could get a dog, but I doubt all of y'all's parents would approve of that. But just trying to figure out just things that people haven't thought of, just to brighten people's days.
Yeah.
Make them feel better.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thank you. We just want to let you guys know this is a segment we've been doing for a few weeks now, and we would love you to be a part of it. If you have tried anything new during your time in quarantine, or if you are inspired by Abby tonight, want to try something new, you can text it. Text new, to 336-444-6441, and if you text that in, we'll get in touch with you and hear a little more about your story, and maybe you can share it with everybody during a Fuse Live. So Abby, thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
Really appreciate it. And Robert.
Yeah, Abby, we appreciate you being here. A lot of fun hearing from you. Listen, guys, try something new. Why not? I know some of you probably have never used a broom before. Maybe sweep your house while you're at it. Make your bed, do your homework on time. All sorts of options to go for. Just pick one, do something new. Try it out. We're starting a new series these days, today actually, on Joseph and what he looks like, his story in the Bible, and what we can learn from that. Joseph is a really cool story, one of my favorites. Just a lot to learn from him, a lot to learn about his character, some things to learn of what not to do, how not to be an annoying brother, some great things to learn on how to rely on God in all situations. So we're going to turn to a video a little bit to introduce you guys to that, and then we're going to turn it over to Dustin.
So, When you don't know how to do something, how to fix something, or how something works, what do? Ask a teacher? Ask your parents? Ask your friends? Ask someone you really know and trust? No! You go to the internet and ask some randos. But I'm not talking about creeps here, I hope. No, I mean the people of the internet! You know, those people who make how-to videos. Because chances are, if you're trying to figure out something, someone on the internet has already figured it out for you. Things like, how do I unsend a text? No. How do I do a winged eyeliner? How do I get rid of the zit by Friday night? How do I get out of gym class? How do I screen cap Snapchat without getting caught? They'll never know. But then there are things in life that don't have an easy fix, that don't have a simple solution, that don't have a how-to video. Things like what to do when you have problems with family, or when it seems like you have no control in your life, or what to do when someone has done something to you. I mean, clearly, they gotta go. The truth is, there's a lot of life that doesn't have a solution you can just find online. So how do you know what to do when you don't know what to do?
What do you do when you don't know what to do? So do you ever feel like you're living in two different worlds? Like there's your life in the actual world, like at school or with your friends or playing sports, and then there's like this life that you live at home, right? I think we all kind of act different ways at home than we do in public, and we do things at home that we would never do in public. Like maybe it's goofy stuff, maybe it's like dancing, or although with TikTok everybody just dances for the whole world to see now. But I mean, you know, maybe it's singing in your shower, or you know, whatever it is. But maybe it's more serious. Like, I mean, how many times have you ever been on your way to something with your family? Like maybe it's like on your way to church, and you're fighting with your family in the car on the way to church, and then you pull in the parking lot, and it's like everybody like hits the reset button and walks into church like, I'm good, like everything's wonderful, right? And so there's this part of us that like will act a certain way at home that we won't act other places, and we don't want anybody to know about it. And it's, you know, I always think like, why is that? Why do we act two completely different ways depending on where we are? And there may be a lot of reasons for this, but I think one of the main reasons, at least for me, is I'm more comfortable at home, right? And we tend to be more honest with the people that we're more comfortable with. And so I think of home like it's kind of like my world, and it's my domain, and I'm just the most comfortable there. And sometimes I even get to the place where I think everybody else is just living in my world. And so in my world, I want it my way. And while we may want it our way everywhere we go, it's never to the same level other places as it is at home. For some of us, home feels like the only place that it's safe to be the realest version of ourselves. Or maybe it's not even the realest version. Maybe it's the worst version of ourselves. And no matter what is happening, when I'm home and situations come up, I think the temptation I face is to always ask myself the question, how does this affect me? Right? Every situation, every conversation, how does this affect me? And I mean, if you think about it, often we say or do what we say or do at home is in response to how that question is answered. How does this affect me? And as we respond in that way, asking how it affects me, so does everyone else in our home. They're saying the same thing. Well, how does it affect me? Well, how does it affect me? And so everybody's asking, how does this affect them? And then you get in the situation where everybody's asking that question. You got to ask, well, what do you do about it? What do you do when things are tough at home, when the mood is off, when you know you're kind of part of the reason that things are tense, but you have no idea what to do? And listen, you don't need me to tell you that family can be hard sometimes. You know that. But the good news is in all of this that the difficulty you face with your family is not unique to you. It's been going on for thousands of years. This is something that people have struggled with for a long time. And over the next couple weeks, we're going to look at the life of Joseph. And Joseph was probably one of the more famous characters in all of the Old Testament. And he's the guy who, just like us, found himself in all kinds of situations where he didn't know what to do. And so he had to figure out what to do and had to go to God and say, what do I do when he didn't know what to do. And so that's kind of what we're going to look at in this series. But I just want to give you a little bit of background. Joseph was one of 12 sons who all had Jacob as their father. And Jacob's story was a little complicated. He fell in love with this woman named Rachel. And so he worked 7 years for Rachel's father so he can marry Rachel. But after 7 years, Rachel's father tricks Jacob into marrying the older sister, Leah. And so he marries Leah, and he's so in love with Rachel that he agrees to work another 7 years so that he can marry Rachel. And so after 14 years, he marries her as well. And so if you're keeping count, that leaves Jacob with 2 wives and their sisters. Honestly, it sounds like a show on TLC. But in this time, in this stage in history, this was actually pretty normal. And on top of that, Jacob had 2 other women in the mix called concubines. Again, very normal thing in the Bible. But the reality is, Jacob wants to start a family. He wants to have kids and pass on his heritage and his name. And so he's able to have kids with his wife Leah, with these concubines that he has. But Rachel is barren. She can't have children. And so no matter how long they wait, Rachel doesn't give Jacob a child. And then after time passes, eventually Rachel gets pregnant with Joseph. And it's like Jacob's miracle baby is finally coming in Joseph. The woman that he loves is finally pregnant. She's finally going to give birth to a son. And so Jacob was crazy about him. And that means, recap, in this family, we have 1 father, we have 4 mothers, we have 12 sons. And so you can imagine that there was just a little bit of tension. And because it was no secret who the favorite child was, that caused even more problems. And that's where we pick up in the life of Joseph in Genesis chapter 37. And in this chapter, we see that Jacob, if you want to turn there, you can kind of follow along with this. We read about how Jacob made a special robe for Joseph. And this was a physical reminder of how much more his dad loved him than the other brothers. And the brothers despised him for it. I mean, this wasn't the only issue. It wasn't just the favoritism that Jacob showed Joseph. It was also the things Joseph did. Joseph has a series of dreams that represent his brothers bowing down to him or his brothers serving him. And Joseph not only has these dreams, but he shares them with his older brothers. I mean, which, like, if you are like a youngest child in a family with a lot of older siblings, especially boys, like you don't do this, right? Like, hey guys, I know that I'm going to be more powerful than you one day, and when that day comes, you will all bow down and worship me. Like that's there. In no world does that go over well for a younger brother to say that, and so his brothers hated him for it. And so you can imagine the tension that's in this family. Again, 1 dad, 4 moms, 12 boys, and now the favorite son who goes around telling people he's having visions of everyone bowing down to him. And so you got to think, why would anyone do that? And I think it's because the reality is, again, we go back to that temptation where we always ask the question, how does this affect me? And so I think Joseph was behaving like we all do it sometimes in our families. We're hyper aware of how we are being treated, but not really aware of how it's affecting anybody else. And I think really his brothers were the same way. His family was the same way. I mean, all Joseph's brothers could see was how the whole situation affected them. The injustice, the unfairness. Oh, dad treats him better. And they were, again, focused on how does this affect me? And so the truth is, guys, these verses, you got the coat, you got the dreams, but it's more than that. It's about way more than just some strange dreams in a coat. Because there's a reason we're still reading this story today. A few reasons, actually. One of which is to show, I think, is to show us that family's always been complicated. And I don't know that anyone would think that that's the main point of Joseph's story, but we can definitely learn that lesson from this tension that we see. The second thing is it teaches us to pay attention to how our actions and even our situations that we're in affect the people in our homes that we live with. And then the third thing is I think it's a reminder that the tension that we have in our lives with the relationships in our homes, if that's left unresolved, it doesn't just go away. It will always escalate into something bigger. And we're going to see that in the coming weeks as we dive into the life of Joseph more. But the point really that I want to make tonight for you guys is this. Joseph's family drama isn't all that different from our own. Whether you're the favorite one, the angry one, the firstborn, the lastborn, the quiet one, or the one with the gold medal and door slamming, the truth is the same. There is a role you play in your family. And so I would just challenge you guys tonight to pay attention to how your words and your actions contribute to the tone and the temperature in your house with your family. And if you aren't sure where to begin with that, I just want to take a look at a short passage in Philippians that Paul wrote to the church at Philippi. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 says this, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." And so how do we do that when we don't know what to do in our homes? Well, I think we start by paying attention to how we see ourselves in the situation and how we see others in the situation, and really who we're valuing in that situation. And then I think if we're willing to take it a step further, we invite other people to speak into our lives and to give us feedback on how we treat other people. Because asking someone older or wiser than you is one of the best things that you can do to help you learn how to treat people better and help you to how to navigate things when you don't know what to do. And so I just want to leave you with this thought. What if everyone paid attention to how they affect everyone else? What would it do for your relationship with people who you interact with every day and the people who live in your home? What would it do for the general level of tension and peace in your family? And what if it started with you? Because it could. Let's pray. God, thanks for tonight. Thank you for just the opportunity to be together, even if it's across the screen. God, we just thank you that you are here with us and you are in each and every home where people are logged in and watching tonight. God, we just pray that you would just bless each of those that are involved in this live stream, those watching at home. God, we pray that you would bless our families, go before us as we interact with our families. God, help us to be able to stop and think about how the things we say and the things we do affect others, and to value others above ourselves, God, and to be a source of peace in our family, to be a source of easing tensions in our family and not the cause of them. And God, help us to just seek you out, to seek other wise counsel that can help us do that. And God, just to lean on you as we go through the process. And it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Well, good evening, everybody. We're going to sing Raise a Hallelujah. This one was a favorite Project Serve, so I brought a couple of my Project Serve friends with me and sing this along with me. I'll raise a hallelujah in the presence of my enemy. I'll raise a hallelujah louder than the unbelief. I'll raise a hallelujah. My weapon is a melody. Guys, you follow me. Girls, you follow Elise, obviously. Sing a little louder. Sing a little louder. Sing a little louder. Sing a little louder. Yeah. Sing a little louder. 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 I'm gonna sing in the middle of the storm. Louder and louder. You're gonna hear my praises roar from the ashes. Smoke will arise. Death is defeated. The King is alive. I'm gonna sing in the middle of the storm. Louder and louder. You're gonna hear my praises roar from the ashes. Hope will arise. Death is defeated. The King is alive. Praise a hallelujah. I'll raise a hallelujah. I'll raise a hallelujah. I'll raise a hallelujah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fuse Live here. I hope you enjoyed some of that worship. We are moving on to a segment called Wheel of Consequences. I have had the privilege, I guess someone would say the privilege, of being a recipient, winner, I don't know what you call it, a victim?
I don't know. Like I like the self-inflicted consequence of the Santa.
Well, you know, is Joseph? He had a coat. I wanted a coat.
I got you.
We're giving out joy right now with the Wheel of Consequences. Well, it used to be the past 2 weeks that we had a volunteer who lost had to do the Wheel of Consequences. This week, you guys voted.
Well, that's not even like, so they voted thinking this would be like, I think, for future weeks.
For future? But,
so we put it on our story for them to vote for you guys to vote for who you wanted to be on the Wheel of Consequences. Really, the plan was for next week. We were thinking, we'll accumulate votes, we'll bring a person on next week. For tonight, we'll use the loser of the game, which was my wife, so I would love nothing more than to make her come down.
But we're just so awesome.
But you guys responded so quickly, and the person that you unanimously chose is someone who already happens to be here tonight. So,
it's not me.
And it's not Robert. And so we just figured, I mean, why wait, right? I mean, there's no time like the present.
That's right.
And so, spinning the Wheel of Consequences tonight, give it up for Mr. Aaron Riddle, everybody.
Yeah!
Aaron, he looks thrilled.
What's wrong with you guys?
What's up? Come sit by Santa.
I was talking about you for voting.
No
What's wrong with
laughs.
you?
Who knows what's wrong with me, man? I don't know.
Man.
So, Aaron, you were voted most likely to spin the Wheel of Consequences, and so we just jumped on that, brought you right up here tonight. You're gonna be spinning the wheel, and
Let me just go on record saying I'm offended. I'm just going on record. I'm offended. If it were Wheel of rewards, great, vote for me. Wheel of consequences, why?
Can we note for the record that
For the
Aaron was
record,
offended?
it's going on the internet.
And then we'll put that in a file somewhere and no one will ever
File
look at
away.
it again. But it's all right. We know, though. It's been noted.
Satisfying soap. Record it.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so consequences. Here we go. We've got a few options we're going to look at real quick. 3 a.m. TikTok dance video.
Oh, my goodness.
That means you got to get up at 3 a.m., get your groove on.
Or
and-
stay up until 3 a.m.
Or just stay up till 3
I
a.m.
don't play that game.
But he's got 4 kids. That doesn't happen. He's more likely to be woken up. at
Ooh,
3
give
a.m.
your
true.
punishment to Dustin.
Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
That just, it was a dust.
Yeah,
I don't
so
know,
we
I
don't-
can't see.
That's a Dustin.
Yeah, that's clearly
Into
not
the
me because that's not my full name. So we're gonna. And you see, you still can't see it. So, suck on a lemon for 1 minute.
I can do that.
Suck
Life
on a
gives
lemon
you
for
lemon.
1 minute. The next
it.
one is, oh my goodness, Hannah and the boys do your makeup for all staff meeting, which would be pretty hilarious because our all staff meetings right now are on Zoom. And so
I'll
I
do
can
your
only
wardrobe
imagine-
too. How's that?
It says like do your makeup like I regularly wear makeup. I don't regularly wear makeup.
I don't know, man.
do your
Do your makeup. My staff meeting
do a
makeup.
special makeup job just for all staff meeting. Student's choice. So if we hit student's choice, we will put a few options on our Instagram story. You will be able to vote for which one
don't
you
like
would
the
like
sound of
Aaron
that.
to do. I think that one's going to stay up there for a few weeks. We'll make sure that one gets in. Dye your hair with Kool-Aid.
Already.
Dye your hair with Kool-Aid. And face tattoo.
Is this like a real tattoo
Face
or temporary
tattoo.
tattoo?
I think maybe like Spider-Man or like a Disney
yeah.
princess.
My
or something
kids
like
would think
that,
I'm
like
cool.
on
Well,
cheek
the
area.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Disney
My
princess.
kids
We
would
could
love
do
it.
henna. Henna would last
Yeah,
like a
that'd
few
be a
weeks.
couple
That
weeks.
would
I'm sure those staff
be
meetings
an
would be
interesting. All right, so those are your choices. Aaron, any last words? Anything you're hoping it does not land on before we spin the wheel?
There's the one I want it to land on is give your punishment to Dustin.
Yeah,
That's the
You know,
so
I don't know,
you math
like,
people out there.
I'm a
there's
little
2,
nervous because
4,
I did
6,
leave
7,
the
1
room
in
for a
7
while
chances.
this evening, and who knows what happened while I wasn't here, but I was scheming. But we'll see what happens. We're gonna
Alright.
spin the wheel.
Where's my button?
I don't know, man. Where's the wheel button?
Guess there's no consequence.
Oh, there's
I
no
like
wheel
it.
button. It's all right. We're just gonna
Here, hit this red face
hit
mask.
the thing. Yeah, hit something.
Boom!
It worked. I like it. Come on, be good to me. Give it to Dustin.
You know,
3 a.m. TikTok. Let's do this.
Keep going.
Party
keep going.
time.
Coming back. Coming back.
Party
Stop.
time.
Stop.
Dustin,
Keep
there
going.
it is. Ah!
and the boys do your makeup.
Are you
For
serious?
all staff meeting. Staff, if you are watching,
Get ready.
you're in for a treat on Monday.
Now we're
morning.
talking like curling the eyebrows and doing
Yes.
mascara.
Do you curl your eyebrows?
That's a thing, man. That's a thing.
your eyelashes.
Oh yeah. We might need to trim
I was
your
just so
eyebrows.
excited I wasn't even paying attention to what you said. I'm like, yeah!
Do it.
Clearly, you
Do
don't
it.
want me doing your makeup.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness. I think we could do like the full garb, right? Like a wig and
I mean, yeah, like George Washington wig with the
yeah,
curls.
like we gotta make sure there's like it can't be any like natural tones either. We need like
All right.
bold colors here.
So we're gonna record this meeting
and we'll make sure. So we're gonna make sure we'll make sure we record it somehow.
or get a screenshot
Of
or
you
something.
like getting into the meeting.
So
and
when's your
everyone-
all-staff?
Everyone
Monday.
mercilessly
Monday.
mocking you and
And the problem is, so I have a meeting right after the all-staff meeting as well. So it's not like oh boy. Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot, students. Look what you've done.
Aaron's got interviews the rest of the day.
man.
Be interviewing people. Hey, come to Westover.
Yeah. No thanks.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank Aaron. Hey, Aaron, thanks for being such a good sport tonight.
Well, I can't say my attitude's the best right now.
Well, thanks for coming up. As
We'll
if
make
you had
it better with a
choice.
smile with some lipstick.
Santa's here to bring joy, so you can't
Yeah.
get too sad to do Santa. All right, guys, that's all we have for tonight. Robert, you got one more
Wait,
thing
do
for
we
us
have
before we
any?
head
Do
out?
we have any pictures from this week, or is that?
Any pictures?
Yeah, from the last week of consequences.
Oh, you know what? I think we skipped that
Yeah,
earlier
I think
tonight.
we
So
did.
let's show that real
Do we
quick.
have those, PJ?
We've got Will. Man,
Hey,
we almost
look at
forgot
that,
about
man.
This is Will and his
That's
Real
a good-looking
Consequences
suit.
Man.
Will
Let's see
started
how many
the day-
suits he has. Do
Will
we have
started
more?
the day out without a tie, and we
Look
made
at that
sure
headset.
got
Is that
his
corrected.
office?
I think
Is that
he's
his
playing
house?
video games right there.
Yeah, he claims he's in a Zoom meeting, but I'm not really sure. He could be gaming.
Well done, Will.
Cool. I like it. I like it. I like it.
All right. So we will have Aaron's consequence next week.
But wait.
Show
Before we
you.
go, we forgot. We didn't have a winner tonight from our game because all the guys won, let's be honest. Thanks, Michael. But we do have a winner from entering your prize in the chat section. So our winner tonight is, drum roll please on the virtual drum roll, is Sophia Goga! So Sophia, someone somewhere will get in touch with you about something to have.
Congratulations.
You never know. You never know. Santa might just visit your house.
Yep,
With a
maybe.
gift. Costume's so weird. All right, well that's all we've got. Congratulations to our winners. Don't forget to let us know if you're trying something new. Text us on that. Look for your chance to nominate a youth leader for Wheel of Consequences next week. And also look for a chance to sign up to be a part of our live stream. We miss you guys. Have a great week. We will see you next week for Views Live.
Use live. Help.
Yeah.